YouTube, what's happening? So this is going to be a live unboxing as a UK buyer. So 4 months ago to the day, today's the 23rd of January, I purchased a Miami Cuban link made in Miami from CMG Links. As if it, oh man, you couldn't have written the story better. It arrived 4 months to the day. And this is, it's an unboxing, but it's also a little bit of a talk about my experience as a UK buyer. Right, so let's get into it. So 4 months ago, made this purchase. Well, I'll give you a bit of a backstory as to why I made this purchase. So about a month prior to making this purchase, I made a purchase for a 6.5mm flat curb. So flat curb, it arrived. Yeah, it was nice, but I don't know, I just felt like I was missing, there was something that was missing. So went online, I actually tried to upgrade that 6.5, I wanted something bigger. But anytime I type in bigger or a specific measurement in the flat curb, I was getting Cuban links come up. So obviously the natural curiosity in you went into, I tapped into the Cuban link, and instantaneously it was like, wow, it just had me, it just got me. So for now, the flat curb was on a back bench. I didn't care about that anymore. I was more interested in this Cuban link. So started my research, started going on the YouTube, seeing what they were about. Shout out to Cubano done a lot. But to my surprise, it was only, or a lot of, I'd say 95% of the Cuban links that were appearing tended to come from the States. Couldn't really find anything that was manufactured in the UK. And when I did find anything that was manufactured in the UK, it was just a bit subpar in comparison to the ones being produced in the States. So for me, the biggest question was, right, forget the flat curb, no longer the flat curb, now I want a Cuban link, and specifically a Miami Cuban link. So researched, and that's the thing, people, you need to make sure you're putting in your due diligence, man. Put in your research. I've literally put in so many hours into finding out everything I possibly could. Went on Reddit, YouTube, Google reviews, personal reviews, absolutely everything. Like I said, shout out to Cubano. Cubano put a few manufacturers into my head. So at this point I decided, you know what? It's a big leap of faith buying something you haven't physically seen, doing business with people you potentially won't even ever speak to. But you know what? It's the modern day, and we've got everything that could, should it go wrong, that there are things available that we you know, that make it easier to get our money back if things go wrong. But let me say from the top, if you're buying a handmade Miami Cuban link chain, it's not going to be cheap. If you're buying a pure solid gold Miami Cuban link chain manufactured in Miami, it's not going to be cheap. So you just need to get yourself ready for that. Right, so done a lot of research. I kind of narrowed it down to 4 or 5. CMG Links, Daniel's Jewelry, Gold Zen, Gold Fever Miami, and I think it was Ray's Gold. And now Las Vegas as well, so 6, yeah. So reached out, after researching, there was things that I liked individually. There was things that I liked about them all individually. So straight off the top, CMG Links. I love the fact that they've got 30 years plus experience. They specialize in Miami Cubans. Miami Cubans made by real life Cubans. And most of all for me is that it was a family run business. Like father and son were on a bench. The mum or the wife, your hanker, handled all the admin side. I just liked the idea that they all got up and went to work so they could all win together. I loved that. So yeah, they were a strong contender from the jump. Daniels, again, great work. Everyone, I'd say a lot of people are already raving about Daniels jewelry all online. Loads of reviews, loads of positive reviews. But for me, pricing on Daniels was a bit higher. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking them. They make a banging link, I think. But for me, price-wise, it was a bit out of my range. Las Villas, again, really good product, really competitive. I did actually reach out to them, but I didn't get a response. A lot of the time when I was on their Instagram, I tend to see that a lot of their communication was in Spanish. So I don't know whether that was because there was no English speaking person there. I don't know, but I didn't get a response for them. So I reached out to Goldzen. Goldzen is a fairly new player on the block. I kind of love their story, you know. They're really going hard, really pushing themselves out, really trying to get their brand out there, and I respect that. So I reached out to them. They responded really well. Really quick. They responded, but I don't know. There was just something that for me, I don't know, I think it was because they were so new. They had a decent link, but I don't know, there was just something that kind of, for me, made me not work with them. Again, Gold Fever Miami now, and I think Ray's Gold, especially Ray's Gold, he makes a banging link. Ray, he's a one-man team. Everything is done by himself. But again, man, I tried to reach out. I didn't try to reach out. I actually went onto his website, and the website was just, it wasn't doing it for me, man. Do you know what I mean? It was not doing it for me. And I was thinking, I'm about to spend thousands of pounds here. I need to make sure that everything is on par. So, yeah, didn't go there. Gold Fever Miami, again, nice link, nice workmanship, but pricing there was a bit higher. So in the end, CMG Links, for all the reasons I mentioned earlier, was just ticking so many boxes, man. So again, I put in so much research. I literally went on Instagram, I checked out every single chain, every single review. Like, I felt like I've been in their office, like I've been in their building. I checked their building, I checked to see where it was, checked to see how long they've been established. Everything was just the green tick, 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 tick. Pricing was decent, really competitive pricing. And fair. And like I said, I just like what they come from. 30 years plus experience. Business was originally started by the dad who's Meggy. Now works with his son Chris, Johanka, the wife on the front, and another person, Ashley. So yeah, reached out to them. Ashley reached out, got back to me straight away. Shout out to Ashley. And yeah, I decided to make the purchase there and then. Ashley hooked me in, just gave me a nice few words of comfort without even me suggesting or requesting it. It was just like, yeah, your funds are safe with us, rest assured. And I feel like that's what I needed, man. I was just like, yeah, these are good people. You know, sometimes you just get a vibe, and I'm a very instinctive person. I just run with my instinct and went with CMG Links. Again, another thing, some of these other companies that I was researching, they weren't, when it came to payment, I needed to be in a situation where if I did have to chase my money back, it wouldn't be a war getting my money back. So some of these companies, not all, I think a good couple of them did. I think one or two of the ones I mentioned didn't use PayPal. Now, for me, the reason why I needed like a middleman, if you like, such as PayPal was, one, if it went wrong, I knew it wouldn't be too much of a fight getting my money back. Number two, everything is itemized. Every single last thing, every last bit of money you exchange is itemized. So there's a paper trail for everything. So I needed that. Don't forget, I'm in the UK, like I was making a big purchase, a massive purchase, and I was just seeing it online. So there was a lot of hope and faith involved in that. But yeah, that's again why, another thing that made me feel at ease working with CMG Links. They use PayPal. Every single last thing that you pay for is itemized. You get a bill, it's all stored in your PayPal account. There's no ifs or buts, okay? So guys, make sure that you're not just handing over your money on a random, because we know what it's like nowadays. As much as, you know, we're so advanced in terms of technologically advanced, there are still scammers and funny people out there. So you got to make sure that you give yourself the best chance. So yeah, another thing, guys. So when I made the purchase, 23rd of September, today's the 23rd of January, I couldn't have made this purchase at the wrong time, but not for the reasons why you might think. So I made this purchase just as Kwasi Kwarteng, the then Chancellor, was about to announce his mini budget. My goodness me. I think it was either the day that he announced it or the day before, or a few days surrounding it. I actually pulled the trigger. And at the time, the pound was the lowest it's been historically ever versus the dollar. So, put it this way, I think today I checked the pound versus the dollar. I think for every pound you're getting $1.24, which is not bad, but it's a lot better than what it was when I made the purchase. When I made the purchase, if I made the purchase today, I would have saved myself a good couple of £100. Good couple of £100 I would have saved, but you know what? It is what it is. So, yeah. Guys, another thing, what I will say is, whoever you do decide to go with, make sure you have at least one person in that company that you it can establish a link with. So like I said, Ashley kind of wrote me in. Like, she made me feel at ease. She was the first one to respond. I'd say no, Ashley caught me. I'd say Hanker wrote me in, and obviously the boys, Mehdi and Chris, they done the business. So I always had that one person that I could get in touch with, and that was Hanker. So anything that I needed to do, anything that I wanted to change, anything that I wanted to request, any question I had, I'd reach out to Hanker. So it's vital for me going forward, or if this kind of transaction, make sure you got someone in that company that you can kind of call back on, like that you've got a rapport with at least, that you could just throw anything at them. Like I say, people at CMG, very accommodating people, really professional, always got back to me. There was one time though where I did put out an email and there was a bit of a delay. I was thinking, wow, please don't tell me money. You know how it goes, naturally you think, hold on, because you're used to getting instant responses, the second you don't get one that's so instant, you thinking, wow, what's happening with my money? But no, on this occasion, they were just that off on their anniversary, got back, apologised, this, that and the other. I actually ended up apologising because they were off, you know, being people enjoying their anniversary. So yeah, got back to me, it was all good. Faith was restored. I did actually make a few changes throughout. The original purchase was for a 7mm 24-inch with a box lock. So again, even after making a purchasing, I've literally, no word of a lie, I think throughout the past 4 months, there've probably been 5 days where I haven't still been researching. So again, guys, I just want to keep reinforcing how vital it is to put in your due diligence. I was researching, looking up everything, Instagram, good reviews, negative reviews, everything. I just still needed to feel that I made the right choice, that was at ease. And for me, I mean, I then ordered that actually, the original order was 7mm 24-inch. I then ordered that to a I then ordered that to a 23-inch 7mm. Again, for me, I was just thinking, I don't live in the States. I've never been to the States. If I get this wrong, then it means having to send it back, hoping that they get it and hoping that it can be fixed. I thought, you know what, in terms of longevity, for me, based on my understanding, I just felt like the flip over lock would be more durable going forward than the box lock, if that makes sense. I mean, you just think about the natural wear and tear. I just felt like flip over lock will probably have more of a lifespan than a box clasp. Again, that's all my opinion. But yeah, that's why I then got back to them and decided that I wanted a 23-inch 7.5mm with a flip over lock. I had to pay a bit more, but I was happy to pay. Again, well, I don't know about again, but I decided to pay everything up front. Just wanted to make the payment and forget about it. 2 to 4 months was what I was quoted. And literally I got this thing on the 23rd today, which was bang on 4 months. Okay. So yeah, some people might be thinking, wow, you waited 4 months? Are you mad? Listen, you can't rush perfection, man. It's a bit like if you go and you're trying to inquire about a builder to come and do some work in your house. If you found that builder and that builder says, yeah, I can start tomorrow, for me, that's instantaneous red flags. That's instant red flags. So the fact that they were so busy, it gave me confidence as well. Right, guys, with all that said, let's get down to the nitty gritty, right? Live unboxing. Jeez, man, I've been waiting so long for this moment, man. Oh yes. So we've got this. I should be expecting a 7.5, 23-inch. Originally it should have been 98 grams. Come up a bit heavier. I paid the difference, which wasn't too much. I think the new weight was about 100 grams, 103 grams, I believe. Oh my lord, let's see. Let's see what we've got here. Some kind of cleaning cloth there. So we got 10K yellow gold Miami Cuban, 103.4 grams, flip over lock. Right, let's get into it. Wow, it's coming in a pouch now. Pouch there. Jesus. Oh my lord. Yep. Look at that. CMG right there. A little sticker there. Right. Good Lord have mercy. Wow. 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 That's a CMG Links logo right there. It's a 10K sign right there. I don't know if you can see this, but that's a 10K. That's your CMG logo. That's the little cigar that they use. 10K there as well. Man, this thing is heavy. Whoa. My Lord, this thing is... Oh man, this is fire. Yep, so this is 23 inch, 10K, 7.5 millimeter Miami Cuban link chain. Cuban links made by Cubans. Wow. Man, this is just... Wow. The workmanship here is like fire. Lord. Oh man. Yeah, this was worth the 4-month wait. Little flip overlock there. Wow. I mean the synergy throughout, man, like damn. Oh man. Nice tight links. The fluidity on the links is just amazing, man. Like, wow. Man, look at that, man. Look at that. Wow. This chain is heavy. Wow. 103 grams. But yeah, people, if you've done enough research, you'd know that a lot of people have said when these chains are, you know what, let's see if we can do a hang straight test. In the words of Mehdi, if it don't hang straight, it ain't done right. I don't know how able you guys are to see, but yep, hanging straight to me, pin straight. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is stunning, man. This is a work of art, man. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to wear this thing, man. I feel like that I've got to keep this thing locked up, mate. This is like, wow. What a talent, man. CMG Links. This is fire. This is everything I would have expected. This is worth the 4-month wait. Happy New Year to me. Yeah, man. Oh, man. I'd highly recommend CMG Links. Highly. Right. So let's do a few tests. Let's measure up. See what we're dealing with. So it should come up 7.5. Okay. 7.6 right there. 7.5. Yep. 7.6. 7.7. Yep, so for the best part, it's definitely not under 7.5, which is great. So let's say getting 7.7 there. 7.7. So let's say about 7.7 on average Right, now let's weigh this one. Let's weigh this boy. Right. Bang on. 103.4 grams. Yeah, 103.4 grams. Oh, mate. Guys, CMG Links, they knocked it out of the park, right? And as a UK buyer, as someone who didn't even speak to these people on the phone, if you're going to ask me whether I do the whole process again, absolutely I would. The only thing I will say is that, guys, you have to be willing to wait. You have to be willing to wait for perfection, because honestly, guys, like, this chain is something else. This is like a work of art, man. Like, this is a work of art. Can't see any uneven spacing. It's so fluid throughout. Like, beautiful tight links, no kinks. Ah, man. CMG Links, you done good. Like, you got to buy it for life with me, guys. Shout out to Johanka. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Medi. And I just hope that anyone who might have been like me, as an overseas buyer looking to make a purchase for a Miami Cuban link chain, made in Miami, made by Cuban links, made by real Cubans, I'd say CMG Links, that's the place to go. Guys, any questions? I'm happy to help. Hope this has helped someone out. Hope this has helped people who might have been in my situation once. CMG Links. We out. Peace.